We're at the Jumpin' Jack Show 2026. Well, let's just jump in at the race sleds here. North Branch SnoDrifters show, Jumpin' Jacks, Snowjet, Thunderjet, another Thunderjet, an 800 triple Polaris, another Thunderjet, another Polaris. Says it's an I-500 sled, Motoski Bullet. Those were a race sled. We got some of my buddy John Cena's sleds here. You know, if you want to hear a loud sled at a show, just look for John Cena and ask him to fire it up. Oh, Snow Twister 440. That's pretty good. Apparently we're into the cutter section. So we'll jump around here. So we got a Johnson cutter, a Motoski cutter, and a Ski Whiz cutter. Pretty cool. All right, we're into kids sleds now. Snow Pony Mach 3 with a little J-Lo on her. Snow Scoot, a Swinger. Should that thing have an upside down pineapple on it? And another little Motoski there. 68 Snowjet. That's not very different from the Snowjet we built on the channel. A little bit. Got a Fox track over there. I'm not sure what year that Fox track is. 65 it says. A little bit like a garden tractor. 68 Motoski. Got another 68 Snowjet. Of course, it's the Schlander, Schelleen, Skidoo. These guys are always around, and we're happy to see them at all the local shows. And a 68 Ski Horse. It's got ski spreaders on that thing. And if that's an original plastic tank, well, that's quite a find, because those are recalled, and they did replace them with the steel tank. Nice sled. All right, EXT 580, badass 90s muscle. 600 XCR, lightweight triple, so that'll be a monoblock under the hood of that one. And let's see, it says it's a 95 XLT. It's got some cool custom paint. It's kind of got some marble going on there in the paint, but pretty cool. Let's see what we got in the 99 to 05. Apparently we're going up to 05 now, and it's dominated by Polaris edges. So we got a 500 Edge X, and we got a 600 Edge X over here. Pretty cool. Looks like he's trying to sell that one. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Nutter. For those of you who are wondering, I'm the guy that owns the 500 Edge X.
Well, let's do an interview.
Sounds good to me.
We interview this guy all the time.
Exactly.
All right, what's your name, sir?
My name is Brandon Hayes. For those of you that don't know me, I've been interviewed by John Nutter at least once, maybe twice. I know last year.
Brandon's a good friend. We see him at every show. We've been seeing him for 15 years about. Forever.
Approximately.
So Brandon, tell me about your 500 Edge X here.
So this here is an 02 500 Edge X that was originally my dad's. He had it for about 2 years till he passed away in 2012. And I've pretty much took over this sled. This sled, I've had it longer than my XLT and the Storm and the Classic and the XCR. It is a very good trail sled in my opinion because of the race-proven edge suspension, which back in 02 you had two options for a rear suspension. You got the Fast M10 and the Edge. When my dad bought it used back in 2010, this had the Edge rear suspension. And it's in a very nice shape. I try to keep it as nice as I can. I mean, it may not always be a do, but I try to keep my stuff as nice as I can.
Well, I
I
love
like
it,
having
Brandon.
nice stuff.
I love it, Brandon. And this is a Liberty Twin 500, I believe, right?
Correct.
Does it have exhaust valves?
Yes, it does.
I'm cheating because I can see that on the hood.
That's fine.
Well, Brandon, thanks for showing it to us.
You're welcome.
All right, we're into the 90s original sleds. VMAX 4 to lead off. An exciter and a phaser. But here we are. Red Hood XCR. That's pretty cool. That's a 92 XCR. And my buddy Zach brought up this MXZ. So pretty cool. All right, this row is customs. We got a Puma 340 free air there. We got an ice saw. We got John Cina's Speedway. I am here with the master of loud pipes, John Cina, and he built a custom Speedway. Which, how many times do you hear of a custom Speedway?
Not too many.
I mean, they're basically custom from the factory.
From the factory, but this one is done different.
All right, first I want to show everybody the hood here. Let me get out of the way and not cast too much of a shadow. So you got a little rat fink thing going on the hood.
Little rat fink thing. Yep. I did some clutch work for a guy, and he was a graphic designer, and I had the rat fink already figured in my head, and I showed him what I wanted, and he come up with the decals for me for this sled here.
Well, that's pretty sweet.
It is. It turned out really cool. I like it.
Is this original metal flake on the hood?
This is an original metal flake Speedway hood.
Wow. And what'd you do, John?
Okay, well, the history behind this sled is I found this thing buried in a pig barn out in Ohio.
That's a long ways to go.
Yes, and when I got it, it had a blown up 440 Kohler engine in it. It had the Yamaha tank on it. There was no seat. And I started putting some stuff online, and I found out back in 1973, Jerry France built this sled for a guy to do straight line drag with. He tapered the tunnel.
Oh yeah, I see that.
This
you see
tunnel
the row of rivets all along the tunnel?
This tunnel was tapered back in 73, 74 by Jerry France.
Okay.
He had a Yamaha seat on it with the white yellow piping. I'm trying to find one of those original seats to put back on this. So I had everything powder coated by EK Powders here in North Branch.
Yeah.
Had no motor in it. And Eric called me up one day. He goes, John, what are you gonna do with that sled? I said, I don't know. He goes, why don't you stick a 540 Yamaha engine in it? I go, okay, whatever. So I got a hold of Myron Parent. I asked Myron if he had a 540 Yamaha engine sitting around. He goes, yeah, I do.
Well, Myron is the guy. If you're
Myron's
Yamaha
the guy,
in
yes.
our area, you
So
go to Myron.
He took the whole thing apart. He checked everything out. He said, John, it's a good engine. So
Really?
I bought the engine from him. Well, I got the engine, and I thought, well, I should be able to bolt the engine from the bottom side. No. There's no mounting holes on the underside of the engine to mount to that plate that's on the Speedway. So we had to come up with a mounting plate here that bolts to the front of the engine. And then we had to make a mounting plate on the back side of the engine.
Let me get the camera over there and see if we can even see any of this. It's
Right
pretty
here.
well buried.
That one's buried, but you can see this plate here we made.
Oh, sure.
So that mounted to the front of the engine. Then I got one on the back side with a rubber cushion for vibration.
Okay.
So I got that in there. Well, then I started going through all my pipes that I buy at swap meets. These look like they would fit the best. So there's a young gal out of Princeton, Minnesota, K2 Fabrication.
Oh, I've heard nothing but good about her.
She is awesome. She ended up fitting them from the head pipe to about here. She fit these pipes in there. She called me up. She goes, how do you want to do the exhaust? I said, Casey, I said, you got an eye for coolness. Well, take a look.
She ran them right out the side.
She ran right out the side.
Pretty nice, John.
Yeah, it really is. I can't fire it up till about Tuesday or Wednesday because these are Cerakoted pipes. It takes 7 days for that stuff to cure.
Okay.
And it'll be Tuesday or Wednesday before Eric told me to fire them up, and you know, so you don't destroy the coating.
Well, you know, one of my favorites here is the Gem 45-degree adapter on the Mikuni.
Yeah, I know it.
That thing's awesome, John.
But you know, they came with Keans. I think these Yamahas had Keans on them.
Yeah.
And I said, Myron, what am I going to do? And all of a sudden, before you know it, I ended up finding a bracket here and one here, and put a 38 Mikuni on it, and we got spark. I'm waiting just for the pipes to cure and ready to fire it up.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I'll be there when you fire it up.
Yeah, you just never know. I mean, it'll be running by next weekend for sure at the
Big Marine, or maybe EJ's bar show.
Yep.
We'll see where it turns out.
Yeah. So otherwise, it's going to be a cool rider. Fan cooled 540. They say they're 62 horse.
Yeah.
This will be fun to ride.
Awesome, John. Thanks for showing it to us.
Not a problem, Mother. Not a problem.
This is my buddy Zach, who I've known since he was 12 years old, but he's always been a friend. He wasn't just a friend's kid. He's a great guy, and he's an animal on a sled. But he's got his dad. His dad, Dwayne, has passed away, unfortunately, but he's got his dad's Puma here. Zach,
Panther.
tell us about the Puma.
Panther.
It's a Panther? Oh, it is pretty damn long. All right, this is not a normal Hearth motor.
Nope. So this motor is a 650 Hearth. These were never put in a snowmobile because these were actually meant for ultralights and drone engines from the 70s and 80s, which is why they've got the quad plugs for the redundancy system.
Oh, sure.
And,
sure, they don't want you to crash your airplane because you followed the spark plug.
No, and then my dad's good buddy Hoover did a lot of the fabrication of getting motor mounts, making the custom stainless steel pipes for the old rotted off Montana pipes.
Yep.
And yeah, just a lot of customizations that went into this one. Those are carbs off of a 5000 LT Gray. Got Polaris secondary, I know you're gonna like that.
Yeah.
Polaris primary with
You got Polaris clutching on there.
yeah, gonna do some work on it. It's kind of worn out right now. It doesn't engage like the old Salisbury's used to. They kind of have to wind it up for it to finally engage.
Yep.
My dad wasn't the best with the maintenance on them. Just drove them and rode them.
Drove and rode 'em. That is what I remember at Dwayne. All right, let's step back and give them a look at this. You want to close the hood for a second? Just so they can appreciate. Just so you can appreciate. It almost looks like a stock Wildcat, doesn't it? I mean, it's kind of got a stinger pipe hanging out from underneath, but let's show them what you got going on.
So this is a Wildcat that was made by ARSC, Anoka Ramsey Racing, from back in the 80s and 90s. And it started this life out actually as a 975 with 650 jugs and pistons, but when the 700 came out, the guy who had John Knorr build it, his name was Denny. I don't know what his last name was. He's passed on too. And this was his trail race sled from way up north, that there was these big competitions back in the day that these big horsepower sleds would go do some trail lake riding and bar hopping. And his wife at the time would meet him at every few miles to help him top it off, because the thing sucks the field on pretty fast with the big board 44s, massive porting on the cylinders, and big old Decker pipes. We mainly do radar runs. We had a couple of 120 runs with it.
Yep, and, we saw you at the Chisago radar run. It was great.
It was a little too loud to do a little interview then, but now we're trying to get back into it to hopefully break the 120 barrier. And I mean, we know it's got the power to do it. It's more so this thing weighs, if you think like a XCR or a XLT or anything weighs heavy, this thing is a tank. Yeah, because right now I actually put up the trail heads. I put the stock 700 heads on there. We've got the cut race heads.
Yep.
And get a little bit too much detonation with pump 91 instead of using 110 or any type of leaded race gas.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
That motor's not going to be cheap if you got to put it back together.
No, we had actually Matt Anderson. I don't know if you know him. He's helped us put it together, and we only had maybe 5 gallons through it, and we already were having detonation on the pistons because we were running 91 with the race heads. And
ouch!
I'm like, that's no good. Got to take those off. Didn't know.
Yeah. Well, cool, Zach. I thank you. All right, back walking down the rows. SST Snowjet. Nice twister. What's it say? It's a 440. 440 Cyclone. There you go, Phoenix. Look at all these Phoenix sleds out here today in a liquidator. There's the John Deere guy's dream. Massey Ferguson Ski Whiz. Before they started making them at Arcticat, I think. I don't know. .440 free air snow jet. Kind of cool. Another SST. All right, 73 Colt 295 SS. The SS has had all the chrome, and I think it should have had chrome skis. These have been, you know, they've been sprayed silver, but pretty cool. On the Ole 399E, a Grand Prix, a Zephyr, got a Scorpion Stinger here. It looks pretty well unrestored. And then got another Speedway. It says it's a Blue Max 295. Cool. 290 Stinger. 303, that'd be a Wankel Panther. Got some 360 Nomads. You guys know whose these are. You know, we interviewed him about his Sears Hillary at the Blacksmith Show. Same guy, guarantee ya. And Superjet 433 Snowjet. All right, we got a couple Mercuries here, but they are pre-twister and post-locomotive. They are the transitional years in there. It says it's a 71. And then 634 Hearth Electric Start Panther. Well, that's a desirable sled. I don't know who you are, but that thing, that's good for anybody that wants to ride vintage. And then another Snowjet. Looks familiar, doesn't it? Pretty close to the one we did on the channel. All right, let's take a look at the 74 to 76 original sleds. And let's kick it off with this SST 440. Beautiful sled. I believe that's a Yamaha engine by those years. Got an earlier 74 SST. And what an evolution from 74 to 76. Quite a difference. All right, we got a Skidoo Everest here, and then next to the Everest we have the very desirable RB 340 Skidoo. Those are beautiful. That is a really nice sled. It's great to see it here in unoriginal and unrestored condition. JDX6, and then a Suzuki XR 400. And I've said this before in a bunch of videos, but these Suzukis were very technologically advanced. This is a dual Mikuni carburetor, case reed Suzuki engine on this thing. So that was pretty far advanced for 1974. So we're here in the 72 to 73 restored, and they're pretty granular. If you look down the line, it's 74 to 76, 77 to 83, 83 to 90, 91 to 98. So they really break it up for this show. Anyways, beautiful restored 1972 Johnson Challenger. We got a 1969 Scorpion Mark II. Very nice. It's restored, but I'm going to give them points for original seat cover on that. You can see some damage on it, and I know there is a guy that repops those seat covers with the heat stamping. All right, another 69. That's a Mark III. The Mark III will be a wide track. So if you're wondering, you know, I am a Scorpion enthusiast. A Mark I was the short 15-inch track. A Mark II, as you see here, was the long 15-inch track, and a Mark III was the wider track, as you see there. All right, 73 Nitro 440. Bringing back some memories. I used to ride a 72 Nitro 295 when I was a kid. Do love those roughs. And then check out the metal plate there. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. 1973 Scorpion Super Stingerette 340. What's your name, sir? What'd you bring today?
Jake Sherping, alias Snowjet Jake.
That's a great name.
I brought 4 sleds. This is a 74 SST, exactly like the one I had in high school,
That's awesome.
which I restored, and then also put my lift kit or suspension lowering kit in there.
So, what'd you do? You lowered down the mounting bolts to lift the sled?
And here it put a plate that goes down to mount it down there in the front too. You've got to adjust it so it sits flat on the ground.
You got to get the right rake so you have some ski pressure.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But it'll do wheelies the way it is.
It looks great.
Thank you.
That's an original Snowjet suspension?
It is. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
That's the suspension it came with.
Wow. The I don't know, I hate to use the word stance after all those kids have ruined it, but the stance is awesome on that sled.
Yeah. Everybody gets into that. They got to bend down and look under there and see what's going on.
Oh, that's really cool. You got limiter straps on the rear, I see.
Front too.
Oh,
Yep.
you got
Yep.
all 4 limiter straps at all 4 corners.
You had to make new ones. I completely took this machine apart, every bolt, every screw, and
Sure.
redid the whole thing.
That's awesome.
She runs.
Sexy.
Dennis likes it.
like
Dennis approved.
All right. This is a 75 Whisper Jet, the last year of the Whisper Jets.
Okay, what made a Whisper Jet special?
Aluminum hull in the back.
Yeah?
Has a steel front, but it's the track is longer, foot longer, the suspension.
Was it extra quiet?
It is a little quieter. This one not as quiet as the first 2 years,
Okay,
but yeah, it's a little quieter.
that's a Yamaha motor?
Yeah, 440 Yamaha, right?
Sweet.
And yeah, she's a nice ride and got a wider track on it than the usual Snowjet. You can go through
Nice.
deeper
How wide
snow.
is that track?
It's like 17 and a half.
17 and a half?
Instead of
That's
15.
pretty wide. Yeah.
Yeah, she goes through the deep snow good.
That's cool.
And then I brought a 68 Johnson.
You brought the Johnson.
Yes, my father's first new snowmobile that he bought was one of these 68 Johnsons.
Okay.
So we finally tracked one down, and together we restored it for him.
Let's talk about the gas tank, because I mentioned that when I did my walk by.
Yeah,
So this is a non-recall plastic gas tank.
that is the original plastic gas tank, correct?
That is very rare.
It is, yeah.
Most
yeah.
of them leaked,
They would crack, right?
and
Yep.
then they replaced them with the steel tank. So, I don't know if this will come out in the video, but I could see the fuel level from here.
You put the sun on the back, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kinda nice to know how much is in there.
What? This is an opposed twin, correct?
Correct, yep.
And what size opposed twin is this?
It kind of comes out to be like a 340,
About a 340.
right? It's basically a boat motor tipped on its side.
It is, isn't it?
Yep. And
Yeah,
then,
it's got the boat motor fuel pump right there.
Right, and then if you look at the rest of it, it's basically a boat motor.
It's pretty well outboard, what you'd expect from Outboard Marine Corporation.
Exactly. And instead of having liquid cooled, of course, it pulls the air in
Yeah,
through the front here and down through the engine.
Sure.
Super quiet. Nice running machine. Haven't had any problems with it.
reverse on this one or not?
No, this is the light track. So
Oh,
it's got the narrower track.
it's the
and
15-inch track.
15-inch track, correct?
Okay,
And yeah, it's just a good runner. We went through and put all new bearings and everything, rebuilt the whole works.
it looks great.
Took us about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months to get it done.
Well, it looks great, Jake.
He loves riding it.
He's still riding it?
Yeah, he's 83.
Holy cow, that's awesome.
And I've asked him before, do you want to ride one of the Snowjets with slide suspension? And he says, no, me and that Johnson get along good.
That's awesome.
So that's his machine. He couldn't come today, but
That'll be me at 83. Just put me on the
I
skedaddler.
hope so. And then I have 77 SST that I restored right here.
Okay,
Bought
this
2
is-
years
this
ago at
is-
Princeton.
super cool looking.
I changed the colors a little bit. Normally this would all be white up here.
Okay,
And I kind of thought You know, break it up a little bit, make it look a little meaner.
Now, what motor was in a 77?
It has the 440 Yamaha.
It was still a Yamaha.
Reed valve engine, 50 horsepower.
And that's 1 year before Kawasaki bought them, I believe.
Correct. Yep. That's
Wow.
the last Snowjet.
Okay.
In 77, the Astros had Kawasaki engines.
Okay.
But the SSTs had Yamaha still in there. They must have had some engines left or something.
Yeah,
Super fast. That thing goes.
I bet. It's a
pretty
sharp-looking
lightweight.
sled.
Thank you.
It was very advanced for 1977.
It was, yeah. It was so light. When you're going, you hit about 60, 70 miles an hour, you can feel it floating because it's so light with the air going underneath it.
Oh, I bet.
So I've only done that a few times.
Oh, only a few, he says.
Yeah.
Right.
You get her out on the lake and get next to a newer sled so they can clock, see how fast you're going. You know,
Yep.
those old gauges aren't very reliable.
No, they're not.
So
Well, that's a great looking sled. Your restorations are impeccable. Do you want to
you.
pop the hood on it and show
Yeah, you
people?
bet. Sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
I could peek through the vents, but I know you can't on the video. And I already know this thing is like brand new under the hood. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
So you Yamaha guys with your fan-cooled 540s, that should look kind of familiar, I would think.
I would think, yeah.
Pretty similar.
And the, of course, the Reed valve. But it puts out 50,
Yeah.
50 horsepower, this machine,
Okay.
which is a crazy amount for this lightweight.
It looks, actually, I said 540, but it looks like an SS 440 motor, a whole lot.
It is an S engine, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Very cool.
When I got it, someone had been driving it without the hood straps. So the bottom of the hood was chewed off all the way around
Oh, that'll happen.
to the point where the hood had dropped and the spark plugs were coming through the top of the hood there.
Oh, so you had to glass
I
that
had
up
to
and fix it?
fiberglass, all that stuff, right?
Sure.
But it came out good. People like it.
Nice. I like it.
Thank you.
You got one more sled here?
No, that's the 4 I brought today.
That's the 4 you brought?
I usually bring 5 or 6, but only 4 today.
3 Snowjets and a Johnson.
Correct.
All right. You're an unusual man because usually the Johnson guys only bring Johnsons
Right, or Evinrudes.
or Evinrudes.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd duck, but you know, that thing, at People's Choice Awards, that thing wins almost every show.
Well, that's really awesome.
And then they find the story out, and then they really like it.
Yeah, I like it. I love the story. I love that he's still riding it.
Yeah, he's still going.
Cool. Thanks, Jake. Thanks for showing
You
me your
bet.
sleds.
Thank you, Nutter.
So I'm going to wrap up my coverage of the North Branch SnoDrifters show at Jumpin' Jack's Bar in Weber, Minnesota. And I really appreciate you watching. If you haven't done it yet, well, please hit subscribe. Consider becoming a patron on the Patreon website and app. Really appreciate that. The patrons get to see all the videos early and ad-free, and they get patron-only videos, and, well, they get the patron ride, which nobody else gets. So think about that. Also, thanks to anybody that sent us a super thanks, or anybody that's given us anything through PayPal or sent anything to the P.O. Box. We appreciate all of you, and, well, we'll see you at the next show.